Jackson International Autism Organization. My name is Deidre. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, be down to gang. All right, y'all. So I pretty much just went live for a whole maybe 30 minutes. I'm gonna take it down because what the really? Anyway, y'all. So I just went live for a whole 30 minutes on accident. I think I had my mic muted the whole time. So if anyone had anything to say or had a question or anything like that, y'all basically couldn't even get y'all question answered because I was live and didn't know that my phone was muted. So yeah. Great, fun times, y'all. All right, y'all. So I'm just gonna try this all over again, and I do apologize, y'all, because that's my bad all the way. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna try to make this video as fast as possible. This probably be like a 10-15 minute video just because I just sat here and talked and stuff like that, and I kind of pretty much talk for nothing, really. What was I gonna say? Let me start off by saying my name is Deidre Thompson. I'm from Little Rock. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. We live in Little Rock right now. I have 4 kids. 2 of my children do have autism, and my oldest son has PTSD and I believe ADHD. But today I'm really gonna be talking about autism and like as you see by the title, like special education, civil rights, and these teachers and things like that. To try to go ahead and get through it. So to make a long story short, we had Julian in a school out here in Little Rock that basically made accommodations, but didn't make none of the accommodations that we asked for Julian. If you don't follow my channel and my story or whatever, and you're just like fresh new here, or basically new to the channel, over here I talk about autism, special education, homeschooling, hybrid schooling, public schools, parenting, it's a few other things, civil rights and stuff like that. And the civil rights for us with children with disabilities. Disclaimer, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything that's going on in your state. I can just pretty much tell you how we handle it, what we're dealing with, and how we're getting through the situation and stuff like that, or situations, so that you guys can kind of be aware and so people can have like an opening dialogue or somebody to talk about it, so to say. Since when can it not do that? It used to not be like that. But anyway, that's what this channel's about. Quick little rundown on this channel. This channel is not monetized. This channel is not for kids. With me saying this channel's not monetized, that means that whatever I'm doing over here is charitable work. Also, I will be listening to whatever music I want to listen to in the background. If you are easily offended, this is not going to be the channel for you. I'm just going to be raw and honest and kind of tell you guys what we're going through with our 2 boys that have autism. Our youngest son, Jackson, has autism, and our middle son, Julian, has autism. Jackson is 5, Julian is 6. Julian, this is his first year of kindergarten, and it has not been going well in the state of Arkansas for us with special education, his civil rights being violated, and the fact that we're having to now go to the point or the extreme of reaching out to agencies to sue them. So I'm speaking of the children that has autism because pretty much we're dealing with it. What? What? Don't come over here. You don't got no clothes. Don't come over. No. What do you want?
I want some food.
Okay. You have to wait a minute.
Okay.
Jackson, get out of my office. Ain't nothing in here for you. Yeah, I'm finna try to hear this up. Cause they just woke up, like, and that's probably why I didn't know my mic wasn't on. But I'm gonna talk to you guys about Title VI. Title VI is your civil rights and stuff like that. I'm gonna go back and tell you guys a little backstory about what's going on with Julian and Julian so far. Julian went to school. They told us that we couldn't come in the school with our son, and that was the only accommodation that we was asking to be made. We wasn't asking for IEP. We wasn't asking for extra services. We was just asking for that accommodation to be made so we can be in a class with our son because we know what works for our son. Me and Jay have behavior technician training, which means you have to take 40 hours of training, then you have to get certified with the board for us with autism, stuff like that. So with taking behavior training and stuff like that, we know how to redirect that problem. Plus, it's our child, so we know how to deal with it. They refused that. It was a hybrid school, or this type of approach was hybrid, which means that they supposed to have class 5 days out of the week. They only supposed to went to campus 1 day out the week. We thought it would be a good way to introduce Julian back into like the school function and stuff like that slowly, because you're only going 1 day out the week. Cool. No issues with that. Well, yeah, issues because they started not having class on Zooms no more. They started moving the days out the week. They never told anybody what was going on with that. And it was supposedly a good school for the kids. They supposed to be number one for us for reading and stuff like that. If you guys do not know, most Black boys in the United States are behind with math and reading. They're not proficient or sufficient or whatever in that area. So that's why we kind of chose that school, because we already know like it's a good school, and if they're teaching or whatever, we're gonna make our kids actually sit here and mind these teachers. I don't know what's wrong with this whole new little Gen Z generation that don't know. Like, I'm from the 80s. Growing up, I could not disrespect my teacher, and I could not sit here and act a fool in this person's class and not get the clap. So yeah. Let me go back. We moved Julian out of that school because it's a school closer. We already didn't like where the school is at. We already just feel like the school ran down. They ain't gonna be offering too much of nothing, and they kind of wasn't. So the first week of Julian going to school, because he's going 4 days now, because we're still waiting for IEP meeting. Julian going to school 4 days, this, that, and the third, with this, with that. Cool. We go to the school with him the first week, no problem. The school, Little Rock School District told us, it's an open door policy. You guys can, come in. You can always come in and sit and check on him, make sure that he's doing good, and blah 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 this, blah 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 that. The first week we had no issues out of Julian. However, we had no issues out of Julian when me or his dad was in the class, because Julian know who not to play with. All right. This is a look like first year teacher. She has maybe 20 students in her class, including Julian, who has autism. I really don't have no problem with the teacher. I mean, Jay didn't have no problem with the teacher. We didn't think, too much. We didn't think nothing negative of his teacher. Also, if y'all want to listen to some of these things on a podcast or watching a podcast, it'll be available there. More than likely, I will come here to do the after shows and not just be here doing the show and stuff like that. But you can scan this QR code if you are like watching this on the TV or your computer, laptop, or whatever. So the second week come around, we kind of go there maybe with him half the day, like in the morning, and let him kind of chill out or whatever. And by lunch, we normally just keep him with us and stuff like that, because from what it looked like the schedule, it's not like they were doing too much of anything anyway. We do not, also for people that don't like may not have the time or stuff like that. I'm a stay-at-home mom. My husband make sure I can be a stay-at-home mom. So like I'm grateful for my husband and stuff like that. He's also a veteran, so he's a stay-at-home dad. The whole point of us sending our son to school is not to what do I call this? It's not to I'm trying to think of the words and stuff like that. The whole point of us sending Julian to school and things like that is for like social interaction, to make friends, to understand and see what other kids are doing. So he won't just be in the house. It will help him develop when he's seeing what other kids are doing. And it also helps him with socializing and things like that. So that's the only reason why he's at school. We're not sending our child to school to be babysat. And I do understand that some people have to work and some people have to, provide and things like that. Like I understand there's some single parents that cannot do it. Uh, what I will suggest, if you have a child with autism, that's your only child, I will suggest you go and get the training and certifications. That way you can provide the service for your child and still have some type of income. Okay. After the IEP meeting, you guys that we had or whatever, it was certain things that we didn't want for Julian. It was some things that we did. We're always going to advocate for him to get speech therapy, occupational therapy, and stuff like that. But we are advocating to be his behavior technician. We don't need no paraprofessional. We don't need none of that other stuff. We don't need no one else to fill that void. We knew that once we stopped going to the school with Julian or stopped being there or with Julian, Julian's going to do exactly what he did, which was act a monkey ass. When I sit here and say he was in there throwing sanitizer, punching, kicking, all of this other stuff, fighting the kids and things like that with the school. So I'm the type of, me and Jay are the type of parents that will go up to that school and pull up. And where you act up, that's where you get, I'm just saying. So, no, it's a problem for us to sit in a classroom. We can only come get him. So you're refusing this child his free education. You're refusing. You're like the Americans with Disabilities Act. Y'all pretty much going against that because that's a whole issue. It's another act. I can't think of the name of it, but it's also like the FUPA, which means a free education, despite whatever they have. If it's accommodations that need to be made, they're supposed to make those accommodations and things like that. They did not. Matter of fact, they refused to. Now, mind you guys, because I want to kind of paint the whole picture to anyone that might have something small to say. Oh, yeah. All right. I didn't know that the background's even that loud. So, first with IEP or a 504 plan, which means they make accommodations and stuff like that, and they do supposed to sync together or whatever. So, whatever needs to be done for this child to succeed is what the school's supposed to do. I also want you guys to know that the schools get extra funding from the United States Department of Education if your child has any type of disability. So it's funding there. Trust me, it's funding there for that. Okay, cool. With them sending him home, that's a Title VI violation. Whenever a school is receiving federal dollars, and all public schools are, they cannot discriminate on someone, race, sex, religion, heterosexual, disabilities. All of this stuff is inside of that whole thing. So we are having those type of issues with Little Rock School District. And I also will encourage anyone to know the process, y'all. Let me go back because I'm getting ahead of myself. When it comes to teachers and stuff like that, y'all, like I'm in my 30s, Jay is in his 40s. We grew up in the 80s. So far as like, I know with some parents, y'all, I don't know if I said it already, but we are like licensed child care providers. We have to take background checks and all this other stuff, right? So with that being said, I have children still that I have to teach. I've been in like the early childhood education part since I was like 18. So the disrespect to teachers, we don't tolerate. We don't tolerate that at all. So if we are not going to allow our child to disrespect the teacher, we're not going to disrespect the teacher. We're going to let you have your class. This is your classroom. Whatever you tell him to do, he needs to know that he needs to do it. We're just there to reinforce him to make sure that Julian does what he's supposed to do. We're not there to try to tell the teacher what to do, run her class, anything like that. And I say that because y'all would rather get sued than to sit here and do your job. The assistant principal was the only person there that had common sense. Like, what's the problem with y'all being in the class with him? Like, I don't see the problem. Like, we need to have a meeting with the principal and this person, that person. Mind y'all, now from the IP meeting, the principal already had a issue with us being in the classroom. What we was going to do in the classroom, I don't know. What we were doing in the classroom, I don't know. But what Julian was not doing in the classroom while we were there was acting a motherfucking monkey's ass. I tell you that much. So, if you do this, y'all, or you trying to be in your child's class, yeah, them teachers are not getting paid a lot. Some of these teachers are just not going to school. Right now, these teachers are putting their life at the line to teach your damn child. So you could have some type of decency and show that teacher some type of respect. So don't be in there like trying to run that teacher class, telling her how like, yeah, or telling him, her, whatever, how to do that. Just support. Make sure that your child is minding and respecting authority and stuff like that. Like, I'm not, I like this, all the stuff that's going on with these teachers, y'all, which I'm gonna get on in a second. I'm not understanding that at all. As far as with these parents, that's just piss poor parenting. But at the same time, dealing with stuff like I'm doing with Julian, where me and Jade have always been like, we're available, we're stay-at-home parents. We could come here and sit with him so he can sit here and get his education, because that's why he's in school, to get an education and socialize. But if there's an issue at hand, I'm gonna tell you guys the protocol and the steps before I tell y'all. Well, I kind of told y'all, but y'all still pretty much try talking to the assistant principal, the principal. Try to come up with some type of resolution for your child to be able to get their education. If that don't work, go to the superintendent. If that don't work, go to the board. If that does not work, turn around and go to you should have an agency that specializes with children with disabilities and things like that, where they actually will represent that child and represent their case and take that case and stuff like that. If that does not work, for one, you do still sue that school. You need to find a way to get an attorney and sue that school district, because that's a Title VI violation of your child's civil rights. Also, file a complaint with the United States Department of Education. Anybody that's doing funding or having funding or getting any type of benefits and stuff like that, y'all, make sure that you are, how do I say this? Make sure that you are actually following up with that, you guys. Because if the Department of the United States, if the United States Department of Education is not doing nothing, they also have a supervisor as well. Even if there's a problem or issue has to go away to the president, you guys, like, people need to sit here, like, y'all gotta kind of be involved in your kids' education and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying about that. All right. So I talked about that. I want to talk about ABA real quick, you guys. Mind you, I will talk about ADHD and PTSD and other disabilities, but right now, you guys will always normally get autism stuff first before I give you topics of other things and stuff like that. ABA. I have my training for also the behavior technician and stuff like that to do ABA services and to provide ABA services to my child, or behavior technician, whatever it is. I have the training and stuff like that. And most of these people don't have to do that. They just have to have a hospital diploma to be a behavior technician. They don't have to have none of that shit. So with all that being said, you guys, when it comes to ABA, even if you have little kids like Jackson, that's why Jackson's not in school right now. When we were sending them to PH Plus and stuff like that, it wasn't a good experience. I would encourage anyone to have kids with autism to watch children and people that have autism that went through ABA because their parents thought that they were doing the right thing and stuff like that, which is something that I did too. But the reviews on ABA from children that actually have autism or young adults that actually have autism are not good. I have not seen that one good, successful, like good outcome. I have always seen that the kids have PTSD from it. I have always seen that they have ADHD that like is traumatic to them because they like it's like almost from how they explain it, it's almost like mental. So I'll suggest anybody to just go ahead and like get your training as far as with the behavior technician and stuff like that. On to these teachers though. Yeah, far as with these teachers, y'all, you have to understand that there's like actual teachers that care, and then there's teachers that's there to get a check. You as the parent of a child that's going to any type of school for anything, supposed to teach your kids to like respect authority, like to listen to their teacher. I don't know, anything that's like positive when it comes to the teacher. I seen a whole video of a girl that broke a teacher's leg due to wanting her cell phone. This teacher been teaching for 20 years. The turnover rate for teachers is pretty high right now. Then you have the little boy that shot the teacher. Then you have what else is it? Because I don't understand why so many parents are like against the teachers. Like we all are supposedly here for the same goal, just for my child to get education to be able to succeed in society and socialize with other people. It's real simple to me. Anywho, then you have teachers like kids that's cussing out teachers and all this other stuff, and these teachers are getting fed up. They are quitting, they're getting charges, or they're just getting basically attacked by the kids. And since they're a juvenile or have some type of disability, people are like, oh, well, you're supposed to excuse that. No. Like 3 of my kids had disabilities. As a matter of fact, they are all my boys. And my younger 2 have autism. My younger 2 know that I'm not going to play that. You're not going to sit here and disrespect your teacher, and you're not going to use your disability as a crutch or as a handicap. I think a lot of people that have children with autism feel like, oh, it's over. They're not going to do nothing. I'm not going to damn my child before they even have a chance. I don't understand what's wrong with folks with that. What I was going to say about these teachers, y'all, is some teachers be wrong. All the teachers not right. It's not always nice teachers. Some people are there to just get a paycheck. They don't care about your child education. They just there to get a paycheck. You have some teachers like that. But then you have those teachers that you never forget. I have like 3 teachers that I will never forget, and I'm in my 30s. So just try to teach your kids to respect their teachers, y'all. Like at the end of all of it. Because that's what's going on with these bus drivers. These kids are outrageous. These phones, like all this stuff is ridiculous. And I say all this to say, unless you, because y'all thought it was bad with COVID, unless you want a AI teaching your child how to do this and how to do that, and you still having to be there to teach your child how this turnover rate is going on, and how these people are, if it's not the teacher, if it's not the kids attacking the teachers, or the teacher saying something belligerent, it's these people that's touching these kids, it's these kids touching these kids. It's like a whole lot of going on, and I'm not understanding why people are not more actively involved in their kids' education, especially if you look like me. I just don't even understand it. What I was gonna say about the AIs is China pretty much already have it. China have an all robot school. They put chips on your kid's head. They watch them through this AI technology and monitoring and stuff like that to see how the kids do. If we keep on letting all of this stuff happen and just being like, oh, whatever, or the teacher was wrong, blame the teacher. Yeah, these teachers have to make the assignments. They have to grade the assignments. They have to sit here and tell your child that might be in here disrespecting or fighting the other kids and stuff like that. Yeah, they not paid enough to do what they do. So the least that you can do with your child is make them respect their teacher, disability or not. So I don't understand that. But anyway, y'all, I've been on here longer than I'm supposed to be on here. So I'm gonna try to upload this, or not try to upload this. I'm gonna try to do this weekly because I have a whole new schedule. So yeah, if this is something that y'all are interested in watching, keep on watching, subscribe, send it to somebody that might be homeschooling their kids, have special needs child, whether it's autism, PTSD, ADHD, it could be anything or whatever. And they'll want to learn like the civil rights laws and the stuff that's going on with these teachers and things like that. And far as like with IEPs and things like that, ABA, it's a lot of stuff that I plan on covering. I want this channel to be like a channel for parents to be able to talk and stuff like that. If you want to be involved in a chat or whatever, I don't know if I even had a link on there for the file that you can scan a QR code. But yeah, I think it's on the board's website. It might be on the board's website. If not, it might be on Spotify. I don't know. But you can scan that code as well. And if you had like questions and stuff like that for anybody that's watching this back on replay or however you get watched, if there's a topic that you want to discuss, fill out that form. And if you want to come on here and kind of like talk about like your experience far as with special education, far as with parenting, organization, special needs, children, whatever you're dealing with in your state, it doesn't matter if it's in Arkansas or not. Like, and you want to come on a show and have like a platform and voice or something like that, hit that up. I'm trying to go ahead and build a community over here as well. But anyway, y'all, peace.